Thank you for tuning in to Connect More, featuring the shared experiences, new adventures, and nightmares of four pals who have known each other for decades. Connect More utilizes the swear jar concept to raise funds for the American Cancer Society. When you hear this during the episode, the offender will contribute to the swear jar. We'll update the swear jar each week at the end of the program. We hope you enjoy the show.
Hey, yo, welcome to another episode of Connect More. I'm Eric. There's John.
Guten Tag.
That's Brian.
Present.
And there's Jason.
Hello.
On this episode of Connect More, Brian and John review Christmas scenes. Jason and I talk tats, and then we whip around on letters to Santa. But let's check in with everyone first of all. Hey, guys, where are you supposed to be right now? Like, I know for a fact, that when we all walked onto the campus of the University of Northern Iowa or the University of Missouri, that we had plans. And I know that we're not doing any of those plans. Right, guys? I mean, because I'm for sure, I'll tell you mine, if my plans worked out on the day that I walked onto the campus of the University of Northern Iowa in 1987, I would probably be about in my 12th year as the voice of the Chicago Bears right now. That's what I'm supposed to be doing.
That's what you're supposed to be doing? Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
I think I would be sitting in a high school government classroom wearing a short sleeve, button-down shirt with a tie and teaching civics or government class to bored seniors in high school and rolling my eyes a lot.
Dude, can you imagine what that looks like now?
Well, it's interesting you say that because I just had lunch the other day with my high school government teacher from when I was in high school here. He's here in Dubuque, and we had lunch together. And I thought, my God, the things that he did with us, like the topics we discussed in high school civics and government back then, he'd be fired now.
Right.
Because he talked about real things and he challenged us and he said what he thought and said, what do you guys think? And kids in the class were like, you're wrong, Mr. Rudin, no way. That could just not happen now. He'd be fired.
Right. You can't be indoctrinating those kids now.
Yeah, it's kind of chilling, really, to think that an excellent teacher like that would not survive nowadays. And that's what we're seeing in our classrooms, I'm afraid. It's just this watered down narrative, and the equivalency, like everything's equivalent now. All opinions and all the facts are all equivalent in this marketplace, and it's just dangerous.
Yeah, that would have been a tough gig if you stuck with it for sure. But Brian, what were you supposed to be doing?
Actually, I'm not too far from where I was going to be.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You're the closest of any of us.
I thought for sure I'd be either accountant in a big company or maybe a CFO of a small company. And that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I thought I'd be a retired military officer, which is what I am. I thought I'd go a little bit further, maybe up to colonel, but health-wise, it just didn't work out for me, 5 surgeries later. So, but hey, I threaded that needle for 21 years and I'm happy for what I did. So not bad at all.
Not bad. You landed closest to the bullseye. John?
I went to school for print journalism, so I would have been let go from my newspaper about 5 years ago after, remaining as long as I could and watching rounds of cuts that made me very bitter and curmudgeonly. And then I would have moved on to Substack, and I'd be writing a lot of Substack articles and ending lots of tweets with "Please follow me on Substack." I love print journalism. I loved newspapers. I loved Woodward and Bernstein. I have no shame whatsoever about pursuing that. The skill itself is one I use every day, both the writing and the copy editing, up until AI melted all that for us. And I can be forgiven because I went to school before there was an internet, right? Before the World Wide Web was a thing. And so it wasn't until 93, 94, I started to realize like, oh, maybe print journalism is not going to be a thing that is in the future. And that even that, was disappointing. I actually messed around with the idea of like a zine. Remember zines in the early 90s? And could you keep it alive, by exchanging ideas on a subscription basis and put that online somehow? And that's what became blogs. But even those, very few people ever monetize those. So I still do occasionally fantasize about doing something that is short form writing on a daily or multi-time a week, basis that would put food on the table. And I just don't know what that is. So a little bit of heartbreak on that, but pleased that I pivoted and was able to move on and do other things.
Well, I had a college instructor who always said, adjust accordingly. And I'd say that we all did that at some point, and that was really good advice, correct? Yeah?
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
So speaking of good advice, let's get some advice on what we should watch during the Christmas holiday.
We used to be kind and rewind and memorize channel numbers like they're sacred knowledge. Now we press play from the couch and let the nostalgia in HD wash over us. Welcome to Peep Show, where we celebrate the movies, shows, and screen gems lighting up your living rooms. So our topic is, what is the Christmas movie or special that you watch every year? And I'm going to start with John, because I already know what Eric's going to say.
Oh, you guys do this all the time. I can't wait to hear what you guys think is mine. But
He's got you figured out, Jocko.
Yeah, we we know Eric's all the time, and
I feel like Wayne probably has this one. But go ahead, John.
Yeah, I'm actually not into this stuff. I mean, I understand where this segment is supposed to go, and it's like to list the stuff because you're overwhelmed by it for the 6 weeks leading up to Christmas, and everybody's got. I know our spouses have answers to this, right? Because I end up in front of stuff like, the Family Stone, for example, frequently. But there's only one that I actually care about, and it is the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer special from 1964, the stop-action special. And I'm taken in by it each time when I come across it, no matter where it is. I'll watch it out to the end. And I'm particularly interested in the Abominable Snowman subplot. And that part has always been funny to me since they rolled out the online dating application that is led by women doing the outreach, and it's called Bumble. And Bumble is the name of the Arctic Bigfoot in the Rudolph special. And I just, this is like it's Arctic Bigfoot with a toothache, and that's what they named their matching service after. So I don't know how bad the dating scene is out there or what exactly they thought they were looking for when they chose that name. But Bumble will never stop being funny to me. And of course, Land of Misfit Toys kind of speaks for itself.
Well, it's the best 6 words in the whole Christmas pantheon are, I want to be a dentist.
Yes.
You do it well, Jax. Like I don't even want, like, it's spooky how well you carry that off with even the expression.
And I was because of that. I always went to dental school. No, just kidding. I didn't. But
we had a friend who looked like Hermie. So
did Joel, you really? You had a Hermie friend?
Oh, Joel looked like Hermie for a while, so we called him Hermie.
Did he ever do Hermie? Did you ever get him to do like a...
No. We just made fun for looking like Hermie. Yeah.
And I recognize that may be a kind of a basic answer, but like that stop motion
great.
That thing is fantastic. And they've restored it. Some of the voices like Burl Ives and all that. Yep. And it's just, there's nothing that puts more of it in one place.
It's indelible imagery. Like we've all watched that so many times. Can't you just see him smudging that mud on his nose to hide it? And that little brown cap falls off his nose. We all have memorized the sequence and those imagery.
Yeah, absolutely. And because when we talk about that, we go back to, again, our Gen X upbringing that was a huge special during that time. It was only on once. It was only on one of the 3 channels that we had. And you had to be in front of the TV at 7 p.m., whatever that, 3 or 4 days before Christmas to see it.
People would talk about it at school or even at work, and they would say, hey, Rudolph's on at Wednesday night. So, and then there would be gatherings. I don't know if this happened to you in college, but people absolutely had gatherings to watch Rudolph in the Christmas season if we were still there when it was running.
Oh, yeah. You'd pick the name out of the hat, whatever if you had Rudolph, boy, you were screwed because you'd be hammered by 15 minutes in, you know. So, yeah.
I didn't go to those parties with Wayne. I don't know where I was on the UNI campus.
We used to
but-
watch people do Chitty Chitty Bang Bang or Wizard of Oz and do one of those. They would pick a certain word. Anytime your word came up, you had to take a drink.
I must have been studying.
Yes, you were.
Oh yes, Poindexter. You were studying to be a dentist.
As an RA, there were times when I stayed pretty late into the fall semester after finals, right? And those 3 or 4 days could be pretty fun. And there were some Rudolphs in there.
All right, so I'm going to go next. I'm going to take the 1966 anime classic, The Grinch That Stole Christmas.
There you go.
The Chuck Jones version. Yeah. It's
Cindy Lou Who, baby.
That's a killer one.
Yeah.
Great animation. Done by Chuck Jones, who did all the Looney Tunes, the classic Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, and all of them. Narration by Boris Karloff, who is like the biggest, classic horror film guy ever.
That's a great call out, Ween.
Had a great voice for it and everything. Just the imagery. You remember, just like John mentioned on his, just the imagery in that. You just remember all those things. And that's my favorite. So,
and a moral, a lesson, like it had a freaking point of view.
Yes.
Yeah, if you don't get a little bit misty at the end of that, you really have no soul. I mean, come on.
You're the Grinch.
Well, and what I like about it too is it's so close to the actual book. Like it's almost word for word right out of the book, and the book is so brilliant. It's just fun, and it's fun to have the animated version and then to read the book, especially when my kids were little, to them and like do all the voices like Boris Karloff and stuff. It was really great. So it's just great memories.
I won't watch the newer stuff that's done with live action. I don't want to ruin it. And I don't know if that's any good or not. It could be, but I'm not going anywhere near it.
It's not.
It's not.
I've watched them all. It's not.
It's just got very little to do with the original book. Like the story is completely unrelated. It's stupid.
Yep.
Yeah. Grinch as Jim Carrey vehicle would not have occurred to me, but.
Yep. All right. Let's go with Jackson next.
So mine might also be a little cliched. I know, John, you were kind of talking about something kind of obvious, but for me, it's got to be A Christmas Story. My aunt, I remember back in the early 80s, I don't know when that movie even came out. It was in the early 80s sometimes. She gave us because it didn't do very well in the theaters, but she gave us a VHS that she recorded off of HBO. And it was just, we'd put that VHS tape in and watch it over and over and over again. I've practically memorized that movie long before it was played 24 hours a day on TBS or whatever when they started doing that. I mean, I know every line, every scene, every character are just burned into my memory. That's my Christmas go-to for sure.
1983, by the way.
There we go.
And assuming you show that to your kids, right? Your kids have seen it?
Oh, over and over again. Yeah. Whenever it's on, I wouldn't say it's quite like a spike strip type movie, but when you're flipping through the channels, when I see it, I just stop on it. It stops me in my tracks.
Yep. So growing up, I had my dad's Red Ryder BB gun, by the way.
I had one too.
Amazing.
I had a Red Ryder.
And it was engraved with my aunt's name on one side, my dad's name engraved, carved into the other side.
You know what? We don't do this enough. That this is who we are. We came into an environment in the Midwest that was hanging on to that ideal 1950s America that was depicted on all the old advertisements, and we were getting just enough of it to feel like we were actually relating to what was being depicted there. There's no question we grabbed just the last corner of that idyllic time.
Mine doesn't have a compass in the stock though. It was just a regular old Red Ryder.
That's all mine was too. So let's just go and have Jocko just get through his.
Well, now hold on, Karnak. Can't you put your choice into a envelope first? I want proof. Write it on a piece of paper.
All right, write it down.
He's writing it down.
Write it down now, and then put it up later.
And when he says what his favorite one is, I want to see if you picked it. All right? Okay, all right, Ween, let us know there. Should we play the match game theme?
Completely done.
Got it.
Boom, 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 boom.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay.
All right, so do not hold that up till I'm completely done.
Okay.
So, but like my favorite Christmas time stuff, the story, and it's done in many versions, and I like most of them actually. But I love all of the iterations of A Christmas Carol. So even especially going back to the 1951 with Alastair Sim, I think there's one credited in 38, but it's like an hour TV show. But the actual movie with Alastair Sim as Scrooge is really good. Of course, there's the 84 with George C. Scott and the 1999 version they did on TBS or TNT with Patrick Stewart. And then, of course, then the version with Bill Murray titled Scrooge from 88.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
that
When-
one. That's the iteration that always, that's the one that stops me. Like when Scrooged is on,
Yuppie Scrooge. Yeah.
whether it's
Mhm.
December or March or July,
Mhm.
like I'm watching Scrooged.
No
Um,
Myrna Loy. There were no Myrna Loy in any of this.
I know, it's disappointing she was
Well,
not
it's-
involved.
Well, it's funny when Erin was like, I told her what the topic was, and she's like, "Oh, I wonder what the guys are going to say." I was like, "Eric's going to say some TCM bullshit."
No, that's really great.
Which I
thought
did,
he,
so
I thought
good
he
call.
was coming with Die Hard. I thought that's where we were going.
And
Oh.
Die Hard.
I was gonna
Oh,
say, I
hold
was
it up,
ready to
Ween.
say, now I have a machine
Hold it up,
gun.
Ween.
Hole,
Yes.
hole.
Yes.
What's
We
it say?
can't,
We
we
can't
can't
see
read
it.
it, Wayne. You gotta pull
Oh,
it back.
damn it.
because of his
Pull it to your
background.
chest. What's it
But-
say?
But yes, Die Hard.
It says
Yes, I
Die
can
Hard.
see it. Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't mean
yes.
to spoil that for you, Wayne. I think we were all in the same place on that.
But yes, of course, and Die Hard. Yes, the classic debate
Not a
of,
Christmas movie.
is it a Christmas movie or not?
Yeah, I did something online where I took the position that it wasn't,
It's a
and I
it's a
did
movie
it because
that
we
takes
we
place during
needed to do it
Christmas.
back and forth, and I just got roasted for saying it wasn't. So I think I know where everybody's at on that now.
Yeah, not a Christmas movie. Takes place during Christmas, but not a Christmas movie.
It's
No
definitely
Christmas spirit.
it's got a Christmas spirit in it. It's definitely a Christmas movie. Look at
Christmas
Jason's
spirit.
face.
Jeez.
Listeners, Ruben, if you could just see the disgust in our local curmudgeon's face right now about calling Die Hard a Christmas
Come on,
movie,
Jason.
it's priceless.
Come on, if it was me, you'd already be into your second minute of just burning
Listen.
me down.
Listen,
It's because he was your roommate, and that's
No.
the only reason.
no, it's because I've been burned like you have, John. When I get involved and I say it's not a Christmas movie, you get attacked so viciously. I just keep my mouth shut now when people are like, "It's a Christmas movie." I'm just like roll my eyes and move on.
Yep, I just say it once and move on. Yeah.
You know, the star of the movie does agree with you guys. Bruce Willis has said that it's not a Christmas movie.
Thank you. All right, so I think we're gonna close up that one. So let's move on to Eric and talk about The Hard Way.
We've learned a lot over the years, mainly by ignoring all advice and making every possible mistake ourselves. The hard way is where we share our bumps, bruises, and belated wisdom that came from taking the scenic and slightly painful route through life. So, Jason, I have several members that have tattoos, members of my family that have
Mhm.
tattoos,
Mhm.
and I don't have any though. I know you don't, right?
No.
What is the, has that been ever a question for you? Have you ever thought about it? What's the reason why you don't have any?
I've just never really cared about anything that much to want to put it on my body for the rest of my life. Like, and especially when I think back to when I was a younger person, like what would I have gotten tattooed on my body when I was 21? It'd be humiliating now to have that still on me. So it's like, God, like
We make
I-
great
I just-
decisions. We make great decisions at 21.
right? Well, and also let's be fair. Getting a tattoo when we were of that age was hard and not cool, and it was not a trendy at all. I mean, people
Not-
just didn't get tattoos when we were in our teens and 20s. That was not a thing. Like you were
But this-
you were a criminal or a prostitute or something. I don't know.
I think you're right about that, but over the years though, a lot of folks in our generation last
Yes, they have.
a couple decades get them
Yes,
now, right? I mean,
yes.
that's like Tanya's gone and
Oh,
gotten a
yeah.
couple, and my sister has a bunch. My daughter has some, and I actually feel the same way. As I could never figure out what is that one thing that I want on. What is that one thing? And I struggle with it a little bit because I don't know what that is. But Jason, what would get you close, do you think? I think I my family, my four, me and my daughter and my son and Tanya, we've had this discussion. Like Tanya and Caitlin especially want us to have family tattoos. And I was like, well, if you think of something and can sell it to me, I'm maybe. But also, I'm not I'm not getting it until Jack gets his because he's a sissy with needles. So
So am I.
if he does not actually step up, I ain't doing it. But we've struggled with what is that. We've kind of monkeyed with a couple of things over the last. This probably been going on like I bet a good 4 years now. I think if I was on my own though, honestly the closest thing that I would get that I would feel comfortable putting on me, because you guys know when you guys are this way too. But I mean, I am dead serious about my connection to the University of Northern Iowa. So maybe I would get a panther. Like that panther logo we had when we were in school, that kind of rectangle one. I mean,
Yeah.
that's maybe the closest one thing I would get.
As long as below it says 60% of the time it works every time.
The Sex Panther. Yeah.
So Jason, is there anything even close that you would you get your Weebelo badge tattooed onto your chest?
Yeah, like a Superman shield.
Eagle Scout. Get your Eagle Scout. Yeah. Get your Eagle Scout.
Yeah, it's hard for me to even think, and I think part of it is like you, and I think this is why we'll never get one, is because we're actually thinking about what's that one thing that's so important. Whereas nowadays people are like, oh shit, put that on, and they get arms full and legs full and put it on your heel and put it on the back of your neck. They're not having this discussion about should I or shouldn't I. They're just like, oh, that's cool, and they do it like unthinkable to me. Like, that'll look pretty good. And to get a big sleeve of tattoos, never.
Look, none of the males in my family, immediate family, have them. So not even my dad, the Vietnam War vet, he doesn't have a tattoo either.
Now, and I'm thinking, here we are, the four of us. Do any of you guys have tattoos?
No. Anti-tattoo here. My wife and I think we might be the last two people who are not inked at this
Find
point.
another group of 4 people like this that don't have tattoos. Good luck.
Well, you've hit on all the stuff. It comes out of either military or prison, associated with either Navy or prison when we were coming up. And so, Brian, I'm not sure how you avoided it, to be honest.
I came so close. Summer of
bet.
'87.
Were you overseas?
Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle
Went
Beach.
to Myrtle Beach for the weekend. And everybody got tattoos but me. And why didn't I get one? Couldn't find anything I liked.
You just
Because
didn't
I knew
like
it was
any
gonna
of
be
the designs,
permanent.
but you would have been right there for it.
Everything we all discussed. Yes.
But it was like an army thing, so it would have been like a tiger with a dagger in its mouth with blood dripping off it and stuff. Would have been something like
No.
that.
Everybody got real simple ones.
Oh, okay.
Stupid
Mom.
ones. Mom. A baseball. I remember this. Oh, just weird shit. I'm just like, really, just simple. Because we didn't have any money. We're all private E1s and 2s and 3s. We didn't have any money. We put 5 people in a bed, in a hotel room in Myrtle Beach, for Christ's sake.
And you're not going to sit there all afternoon to have somebody's freaking house on your back, right?
Exactly. And plus, we're just there for the weekend, so it's like, okay, you got to hide it because you're not going to go back to training and have to cover it up and say, oh, why are you wearing a Band-Aid when you get back? It's like, yeah. So
And every
big ol'
once in a
ball
while,
around.
I'll see like a clever tattoo or something that someone's got. I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. Like that's funny, or
Oh.
it's clever, or it's meaningful. Like I'll
Yeah.
see it every once in a while, but it's
Yeah.
still not enough to look. Ooh, I wish I had that. I've
Yeah.
never thought
Yeah,
that in my
I
life.
can enjoy them and I get it.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
don't. I got Tanya her first one for her 40th birthday because she always wanted one. She always had this idea what she wanted. So, but and it's great, but I don't get it. I can appreciate it. But John, if there was, what would be the closest we could get to put a tattoo on you?
If I was going to do it, and I'll tell you the truth of why I didn't do it is because I didn't think it was going to make me look any tougher than I already looked. Right? You know the guy who sings for Maroon 5, Adam Levine. He's like all tatted up and down both arms, and every time I see him, I'm like, dude, that does not make you look like you think it makes you look, right? Like, and that's what I would have ended up with. So, but back when in early 2000s. It was like 9-inch nails and the kind of dystopian, like early web kind of fiction stuff. I thought about getting the barcode on the back of your neck, right? Like, go ahead and, give me the mark, right?
You seem like a barbed wire around the bicep guy, John.
If I had the bicep, I would have done that. I would have already done it, and it would have been in those horrible Ed Hardy t-shirts, and it would have been out at the bars that you don't like going to. And that didn't
Oakleys
happen.
on the back of your head.
That's right. Turn those Oakleys around. That's right. I went to school in Missouri, so what you're describing is all mainstream. I don't know what you think you're making fun of.
All right, wait a second. You got to get one. You have to get one. Otherwise, they take your dog away. What's the one thing you would?
I have a list of 3.
Oh, okay.
So one, you remember that Bugs Bunny movie in which he finds the penguin and then takes him to the North Pole?
Yeah.
And he starts crying ice cubes. And he's got the little top
Chili
hat and everything.
Chili the penguin, right?
Exactly.
No, that's a different movie trailer. But yeah,
anyway,
he had the penguin
and he starts crying
the ice cubes.
Yes,
yeah.
I want the penguin, the top hat, crying ice cubes.
Okay.
And then I put my dad's name on there.
Yeah.
And then I could add people to that, like my mother or my sister or stuff like that underneath it. That's what I would do.
As a tribute. Those are beautiful.
That's thoughtful. Yeah.
The next one would be misspelling Mrs. Roper's first name. So this is kind of a joke. I actually did this in Mexico. I got a henna tattoo with her name misspelled on my bicep.
That's really good.
And then the other bicep, I did the law firm logo. Because we can't have tattoos at work.
I love it.
Nice.
And those henna lasts for like 3-4 days, right? And then you're good.
Oh no, it was good for about a week. So I went back to work. And I got
some of us wash, some of us take showers.
Couple days before, I got like a day or 2 before we left, and I showed up to work and wore short sleeve shirts and made sure everybody saw it. And, oh yeah, Schindler fucking loved it. All right, so then, and this one's a recent one. I would have Bluey's dad Bandit, and his name's Bandit, and the episode I really like is called Pavlova, where he's a French waiter, and he says bonjour a lot because he knows about all the French that I know. I know à la discothèque and bonjour. That's it. And, bon chance. That's my other French I know. Yeah, I'll probably get bon chance or bonjour on there. So that's what I would do. So
I'm glad you got a list. You got something to shoot for.
Look at Brian acting like he doesn't know voulez-vous
coucher avec moi.
Coucher avec moi.
Now, I would get the penguin. I seriously would. I seriously would get the penguin, but the ink doesn't work out very well with white, right? You need white for the penguin.
And but these guys and gals now, these tattoo artists are just absolutely incredible and can do the most amazing things. So I think you can still pull that off.
But also, like you are very white.
I am.
Like it just shows through.
My legs are very white. Yes.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
So just use the natural
color
white.
In the white. You are white. Yeah.
I am. I call it mantique white. That's why I call it. Yeah.
So just like then once a month, you just have to shave the penguin's chest, right?
Right.
I just looked it up. That episode is called Frigid Hair, and the penguin is called Playboy Penguin. So that's the only name he has is Playboy, which actually enhances this from Brian's purposes.
Perfect.
It's got to happen now.
Nice. Yeah. Nice.
All right, folks, our ink guns are dry, so you know what that means. It starts with the whip and it ends in a round.
Bring it. Bring it.
All right, this is Whip Around. Whip around, people. All right, no doubt someone's wondering where we are by now. So before we get called away back to reality, let's stick and move with some quick takes, fast laughs, and then we're out. It's time for a good old-fashioned whip around.
Whip around!
All right,
Give me the whip.
quick and dirty, ladies. What do you want for Christmas? And we'll start with Jackson.
Well, I'm a simple man. I have simple needs. I don't
Better
need
not
much.
say world peace.
No. I know a couple episodes ago we talked about some home repairs. I'd love to get a brand new restored wood window in my front room. Just like Santa, bring me a nicely restored 1860s wood window and put it under the tree for me.
That's a good
Sorry,
one.
weird, simple, kind of boring. I'm boring.
That's all good. That's all good. There's no wrong answers here. All right. Let's go, Jocko.
Hey, talk about simple and boring. I'm dead serious about this. My sock drawers are getting depleted. I need is some really colorful, fun, quality socks, like the kind I was looking today while I was at Men's Warehouse, and I just personally can't pull the trigger to pay that much for socks. But if someone else wants to, and give them to me, and I will wear them all the time. So I want a nice new batch of colorful, fun, quality socks.
All right. We'll see what we can do for you. We'll start a, fund me page or something like that.
Do you still wear Argyle socks?
Yes, absolutely.
You will wear
And-
Argyle, won't you? That's
Oh,
great. Nothing ever
hey,
changes.
And you're gonna love this. I have a pair of gray, pink, and white Argyle socks that I had from high school. Still,
No, that's smooth though. That's
Yeah.
smooth. Yeah. It's the base is gray and it's got pink and black on it.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. No, that's as smooth as it
Beautiful.
gets. Yeah.
Yeah, if it ain't broke.
All right, John, what do you got? What do you want for Christmas?
Brian, I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony.
Mm.
Singing
I'm
lessons?
that out.
Singing
also
lessons? Is that
also
what you want?
Pretty simple. Now, there's one answer I have where we would have to either edit it out or I would risk a visit from the Secret Service, and it has to do with just asking natural causes to hurry the hell up. But if I stay away from that and sort of that cheeky answer, an answer for real, Brian, my answer to that is I usually get a new pair of running shoes every year. I didn't get new running shoes last year. Instead, I bought these like cross trainers, and they have the flatter deck and it's wider, and they're annoying as hell. I can't do anything in those, and they flattened out. What I need is really good arch support, and then I was too cheap to buy a pair this fall, and so now I'm 2 years deep on running shoes that have you're supposed to put 300 miles on them, and like not to be like this, but they have a lot more than 300 miles on them, and so it's time for somebody, Santa, if you're listening, to get me a gift card to Fitness Sports in Clive, Iowa, and get me out there into some new running shorts for the new year.
All right. So what do you give the man who has everything? That's a good question, because I just want my health for next year. So recently I lost my sister, and my mother's not in very good shape right now. So it just kind of reminds me that life is short. And like we always discuss, take the meeting, take the lunch, have a coffee with a friend, do all that stuff. Enjoy the ride, So I'm going to want my health, and I want that, because my sister was only 63. We're not far from that, ladies.
That's right.
So,
That's
you
right.
know.
No, that's a great wish.
Yep.
And
So-
I wish
No,
it
it's
for
beautiful.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
And so, I take care of myself better than my sister did. But, it's still hard. It's still young. My dad made the 63. So, that hits you like a lightning rod,
Right.
so I've learned after my dad to enjoy everything as much as I can, and, do what we do here, right?
That's
Or
right.
Try to connect more, right?
That's
So,
right.
Yes,
No,
love
I
it.
love it. That's what you got to do. They just put Warren Zevon in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame last night, and that Hall of Fame thing is getting more and more watered down every year. But that guy had a very special place in the culture, and he was the one who said, what's the secret? Enjoy every sandwich. And I hear that in my head quite a bit, actually, right? Like I do an inordinate amount of driving over to Cedar Rapids to see family members, but this is what you do. And as long as you can do it, you do it.
Yep, I would fully agree. All right, so I'm going to call us officially whipped. The swear jar amount to benefit American Cancer Society is up to $50.
Yeah.
Closing credits, please.
Wait, but does Santa know where I live?
Thank you for listening to Connect More. I'm the producer. Please subscribe and like this podcast because it's my only chance of getting paid for this gig. Connect More is a product of Pan Tiger LLC and is hosted by Brian Danielson, Eric Van Lanker, Jason Nisus, and John Hedgecoth. Connect More is edited by me and Jocko. The showrunners are Jax, Hedge, and Weenus. Theme music written and recorded by Ryan Veeder. Cover art designed by Leon Golden. Musical director is Evil. Legal liaison is Brian. Lead writers are John and Eric. Runner-up writers are Jason and Captain Danielson. Publication coordinator is Jax. Special thanks to GVC, Aaron, Miss Roper, and Yoko. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure to follow Connect More on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.